I see so many coaches waiting to feel confident and waiting to feel ready, and then they'll start their business when that's not how it works. To this day, even though I've made over $4 million in my business, to this day, I still get the heebie jeebies. I still get scared. I still sometimes freak myself out when I'm doing something new. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dielle Charon and I'm going to talk to you all about imposter syndrome today. When I first started my coaching business, I had a ton of imposter syndrome before I made 7 figures. When I was citing my first $1,000 client or trying to hit my first 5K month or my first 10K month, I was petrified about doing something wrong, about not getting a client a result, about showing up online. I felt like a fraud. I felt like I didn't belong. I didn't have anything fancy. And so I totally understand what being an imposter feels and looks like. And today I'm going to break down 5 shifts that you can make in order to not experience so much imposter syndrome. So the first strategy I want to share with you is you can do actions with imposter syndrome. You can make a post online scared. You can talk to a potential client scared. You can show up even though you're juggling a 9-to-5 job and you don't have a lot of time scared. You can still take action even if you're afraid. I see so many coaches waiting to feel confident and waiting to feel ready, and then they'll start their business when that's not how it works. To this day, even though I've made over $4 million in my business, to this day, I still get the heebie jeebies. I still get scared. I still sometimes freak myself out when I'm doing something new. And I just have learned to hold that and still take action, to hold my fear and still hit post, to hold my fear and still talk to a new client. Hold my fear and still move forward. And so don't let the fear stop you, just take the fear with you. You can act like the fear is just a purse, right? Like you're walking and you just have a purse full of fear. You just have this emotion with you. And so don't feel like you have to completely scrub it out or be 100% confident in order to move forward. You can move forward with the fear right now. So moving with the fear is strategy number 1. The second strategy I want you to think about is if you've ever worked a 9-to-5 job or if you've ever went to college, then you can start a business. So many times we think that starting a business is this big, monumental, special thing when everyday people start businesses. Your hairdresser is an entrepreneur. Your dentist is an entrepreneur. All these people are entrepreneurs, but we don't put them as special or unique. Why do we do that to ourselves? If you can work a 9-to-5 job and you had to go through the interview process and you had to promote what you can do for the company and you had to sign up for training and you made mistakes at your job and you had to learn from them. If you could go through that in your 9-to-5 job, why can't you do that in your business? So one of my number 1 strategies that I always tell my clients is if you could work a 9-to-5 job, you could build a business. If you could go through that process and you could go through the process of entrepreneurship as well. Strategy number 3, all you have to be is 3 steps ahead of your ideal client. You do not have to be an expert with a book and a TV show or a radio show about it. You don't have to have thousands and thousands of followers. I hire coaches now for my health or for relationship work that I want to do, and they have less followers than me, and that does not mean that I don't see them as an expert. You just have to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of your client in order to help them. You don't have to be this guru. You don't have to have a whole PhD in this. And people really don't want to work with those type of people anyways. I recently had a chronic illness and I had the opportunity to work with a doctor, but instead I worked with a functional health coach instead who got me more results, who helped me heal my body way faster because she had lived through it and she was just 2 or 3 steps ahead of me. So you don't have to think that you have to be this expert in order to be hired. The more relatable that you are to your client, the better. The 4th strategy on how to eliminate imposter syndrome is thinking to yourself that confidence actually comes from moving forward, not worry. We think if we ruminate long enough, if we worry long enough, if we question something over and over and over again, that it's going to be helpful, but that actually isn't what's helpful. Taking action, moving forward, and getting data to improve and move forward, That's actually what's way more impactful. So for instance, instead of thinking about what am I gonna post, what am I gonna post, what am I gonna post, you would actually just make a post for 5 days in a row, for example, and then you would be able to see, oh, post number 2 did better than post number 4. I'm gonna create more posts from number 2. And that actually is the thing that increases your confidence. That actually makes it so much easier to move forward in your business instead of just worrying and worrying and worrying. Data and feedback and actually putting something out there, testing it, that's what improves your confidence. That's what improves your certainty that you're going to get it right. So don't spend so much time in your head consumed with worry, consumed with getting it right. Instead, take messy action, get the data, and improve from there. Strategy number 5, use your story. So many times with imposter syndrome, we say that we're not good enough, but instead I want you to think about, what is your own story? What are all the things you've already overcome? What are all the obstacles you've already been able to manage? What are all the strategies that you've already been able to master? When you think about everything you overcome, you'll look at your business and be like, well, what is this business? I don't care about this business. This business is nothing compared to what I went through. I remember that I got my bachelor's degree as a first-generation college student. I then got my master's degree in a really rigorous program, and it was advanced standing, meaning that they jammed 2 years of a program in one. I then got a job at a very prestigious institution where I was managing $100 million grants for these students. And I thought about everything that I overcame and everything that I did to move forward. And I was just like, okay, if I could overcome all of that, then I can make a post on social media. If I can overcome all the obstacles that I had to do in order to get there, then I can make a post online. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you go to the description below, I have an entire sales training where you can learn the power of sales and signing clients outside of your 9-to-5 job so that you can be a full-time entrepreneur. Go to the description below and I'll see you there.